Good morning. It's a little after 6:15 this Thursday morning. It's dry, it's quite warm. I'm back in St Mary's churchyard today, and this is rapidly becoming Speaker's Corner. Mr George the cat woke me up at about 5:20 this morning, and I was actually grateful. Throughout the night I kept slipping in and out of a dream. I was back at work. Sent out to do a story about Colston's statue, which for some reason was now holding a smartphone in his hand, and for some reason I was there unscrewing the arm that had the smartphone on it. It's a bit subliminal, really, because I do spend so much of my time walking around with a smartphone in my hand. But anyway, talking about the Colston plinth, and I'm sorry to talk about Bristol and not Bath to begin with, but Mark Quinn's intervention on the plinth, a surge of power, Jan Reid, I was still not clear as to whether it's going to stay or go. But it was an amazing thing to do yesterday, and it certainly, as Mark Quinn said, captured a moment. Of course, it's not the first time he's put something on a vacant plinth, because of course he was one of those who put an installation on the fourth plinth in Trafalgar Square, which I did make a note of somewhere. Oh yeah, Alison Harper, wasn't it? Pregnant. Alison Lapper, pregnant, 2005, on the fourth plinth. Her child, well and truly a teenager now. I like the idea of a fourth plinth. I wish we had a first plinth in Bath, put it in Parade Gardens, and let people exhibit something on it and rotate it over 3 months or 4 months. I want to see more art in the city and more discussion about now. You know, in the old days, people just wrote letters to the editor. Let's get out in a public space and talk about things and discuss issues. I suppose pretty much like I do in the corner of this beautiful, peaceful churchyard. Oh yeah, and I also read that he said if the sculpture is sold, the money raised will go to black charities to enhance the teaching of British black history. That's a fair point, isn't it? A couple of other things with I suppose a more immediate relevance to Bath. It's good to hear that St Michael's Without is open again for both prayer and the cafe. And the great thing about St Michael's, and I think this has been noticed in the past week, is that a lot of single people come in during the day, and these could well be people who live alone, who are now able to come out into a space and share that space with other people. There's the usual social distancing and hand hygiene, but it's good to know the church is back doing that. I've also got a friend who's a volunteer on the Kennet-Naven Canal. There's a team of folk, which is what we're supposed to say now, not guys, folk, because it's most certainly men and women who give their services freely to maintain and safeguard the canal. Ian sent me an email to say that they finished dredging the western to Sydney Garden stretch of the Kennet-Naven. 2,800 tonnes of silt removed from the canal bed, but more disturbing, 300 tonnes of what he calls oversized debris. And oversized debris is a polite way of saying piles of bikes, shopping trolleys and plastic. Which is a great shame, but it's good to know the canal volunteers are back in action. And if you look around the website this morning, my home page, as I call it, you'll see these stories elsewhere. And before I forget, of course, St. Michael's, back to being a church and a warming, welcoming cafe, was, until quite recently, a factory, a mass production line for a local company called Fold All, who are mass producing face shields. And again, a lot of Bathonians volunteered to help do that, including a friend of mine called Marianne, just to give a few people a name check this morning. Anyway, Thursday morning, I think I'm going to wander into town this morning to see what's happening. But whatever you're doing this day, have a good one.